I'm here testing the Novateur pump. Stefan sent me one, and I just want to check it against the stainless steel pumps that I've been used to all my life. This is the first of the aluminium pumps that I've ever come across. It's made by Novateur. They're based in Cape Town, and I tried a couple of bloodworm holes. My first 3 holes I got 3 bloodworms, so I was very impressed with the pump. It's got good sucking power and pretty smooth. It's just a matter of how long they're going to last versus the stainless steel pump, but fixtures and fittings so far, very impressed. So I'll show you a couple of pumps with it, and then we'll move on, and I'll show you a few baits that I make with these with the bloodworm and the sand prawn that I take out. A couple of pumps of the pump, and produced a beautiful bloodworm. Let's see how quick that was. It was about 6 pumps, and got what we're looking for. Hi chaps, just another bait that I'd like to show you is the way I put on a bloodworm. I've got a sliding hook. I use a Shinu 2.0 Rachi Shinu and a 3.0, and thread it on so that the eye is facing the back. And then what you want to do is take some thick latex cotton, and just tie the line onto the shaft of the hook, right on the back of the hook. Let's get a few turns, and what this is going to do is it's going to hold the hook in place. So when you pin your bloodworm, it doesn't go into a curled ball. So you just then make a couple of loops to just notch it off. Fortunately slipped off there. Lock it up. Nice and tight. I'm just going to do a couple more. Lock it off. And it's just going to hold your hook on the line like that. So you can now adjust it. It's going to sit very tight, so if you want to move it, you've got to wet it. So just put a little bit of spit on it. And the reason it's really tight is because I've cottoned it on very firmly, and that's also going to position your hook. So it's going to keep, you're going to have 2 points of where you can actually hook the fish. Often the fish actually eat the worm from behind, and you miss them on the front hook. So I've got about a 60 centimeter trace, and we're just going to get a worm. I'm going to get a worm that's sort of the correct length to what you're using, so you can measure it to see where it's going to come out and where it's going to hook. So it's going to hook the worm about the back there. So I don't like too long a worm. Just going to thread it on for the back. It tends to break up quite a lot as well. And then just feed it up the hook. You can do this with a bait needle as well. I don't like a bait needle because it takes a little bit long. You've still then got to tie the hook on once you've finished. So just feed it on like that. And now you can just thread the worm, back end of the worm on to the shaft of the hook, feed it up a bit, and then you can thread it along. Straighten it up nicely. and that's your hook bait ready to go. So when you cast now, it's not going to bunch up on the end, it's going to stay straight. Don't worry about the bleeding. You want it to bleed. The Brits take a pair of scissors and they cut this little end piece of the worm. A lot of people are concerned that that loses all the blood, but that's where the smell is. This is the fish are going to go for this little part now, because that's where they smell blood coming from. And just get that onto a nice bank, and you're in for a steenbras or a cob or anything that'll eat a bloodworm. Even sharks take them. So I hope that helps you guys, and I'll show you a few more presentations in the future.